And thank you for keeping it Citizen Television. Tuna appreciate sana each and every week if you create time to join us here on the Social Hour. And today we want to talk about something that, would actually help us to differentiate whether we are living real life or a fake life. Actually, today we are talking about living the fake life and why people suddenly have the urge and the pressure to live a life that does not necessarily reflect their true self or their true circumstances. And we will be looking at what leads people there and the impact and how it can even take a toll. If it is, you share with us your experiences out there. Have you seen people? Are you one of those people who feel like you are so much under pressure to live a life that is not reflecting your true self or your true circumstances? Share with us your experiences at Citizen TV Kenya 22422, and we'll sample some of your views as we continue having this conversation. My name is Safin Achieng Oma. Of course, I'm not doing this alone. It's a panel of 4. We are all in here after the long Easter break. Karibuni sana.
Hello.
I'm good.
As usual, we're bringing color.
Nakwambia.
Leo, Ken ametujoin the pop of yellow.
Yellow is the color of progression.
We also know what yellow is.
Don't
Yellow
bring it locally.
Si yellow ya Kenya.
See ya Kenya, see ya Kenya.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning to you guys. Good to see you. Kama kawaida, big up Mr. Josh. Always there, unitext tu saa moja na wangoja. Na kwa gatu ameamka kwa ngoja.
Mnamsha fadhe sai.
I know.
Seme mzee.
Safina unaangalia?
Wachana na. Sai. Your dad loves you.
He does. He does. Thank you.
CJ Karibu.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, looking good, representing the brand, The Sage. Karibu sana.
It's always good being here. Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right, so by the way, wacha nipatie Ken siku yake. Ken, na not just Ken, but globally actually Pope.
Yenyewe.
Yeah, he's a very staunch Catholic. Na nitakuwa nimekosea. Nisipokupatia hii siku just to tell us toa kwa roho toa
Sema ikutoke.
Aya. Nafakulia ama.
No. Actually, we are mourning the Pope, and it's supposed to be 9 days or
yes.
9 days.
Yes, 9 official days.
9 official days.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for the honor. I wish to convey my condolence to the Universal Church, the Catholic Church. The Pope's representative in Kenya, the Nuncio, a very good friend of mine, Herbert Van Meegen, the Archbishop of Nairobi, His Grace Philip Anyolo, and his auxiliaries, David Kamau and Simon Peter Kamomoe, and the entire church. The death of a Pope is usually a very sad moment for the church. He's the 266th Pope that we have had since the death of Jesus Christ, and we shall be mourning the Pope, and hopefully God will guide the conclave of the cardinals to elect a new Pope, and whoever God elect, we say Habemus Papam. We have a Pope when the time is near, but for now we shall be mourning the Pope in 9 days. QT was making a joke that he chose to die on Easter Monday. It's a joy of if you look at even the life of Pope John Paul II, he died during Easter period, and even Pope Francis dying during the Easter period is also an honor. In the Catholic Church, we say the office of a Pope is infallible. It is without sin. It is not the Pope. It is the office. And so when he has been called to death on an Easter Monday, it's a joy of Easter for us. Yeah.
All right. Quite historic if you relate. There's an election that's supposed to be taking place.
Yes, a conclave of the cardinals who get there. Actually, I was telling my wife this morning that even Cardinal Njue is electable. He's below 80. Okay. He's below 80. He's still a cardinal. He's a Pope elector. He will go to the conclave, and you never know. You never know. In church, there are no politics.
Kuna campaigns ama Mungu ndiye anasema.
Catholic Church is one of the most political societies in this world, but just like any other political society, they will say nobody is campaigning, but chini ya maji. But when you look at when he fell sick, people have already started talking of who could be the next successor. Pope Francis, the former Archbishop of Buenos Aires in Argentina, Jorge Maria, was also a likely candidate when Pope Benedict retired, and he was elected. So you never know. I don't speak on behalf of the church.
Nisifungie mtu nje.
Mimi nataka tu kusalimia mami. Hi,
Wait, tunaomon Pope.
Hey, Roberta.
Iko tu sawa, acha tuseme may he rest in peace.
Well, my condolences to the Catholic Church. Yeah.
All right. And of course, we'll continue with the coverage of this as the days and the events continue to develop on Citizen TV Kenya. You can actually just follow, including even how the election process is going to go and who's going to be the next pope. But in this time, we continue to mourn Pope Francis. He fought a good fight, and we also, even his latter days, how he spent it. And we just hope that he's resting well wherever he is. All right, so we want to shift gears now. Lazima tutungefanya hiyo, because yeah. So we are talking about living a fake life and the impact it has, and even why people do it. I mean, why can't you just live your life the way you are? And sometimes you would want to do that, but utasikia watu wakisema uko nje si rahisi, especially now. So watu sema fake it until you make it, but demystify hiyo kama leo ina apply. But then again, the pressure to live a fake life, Ken. I mean, you look at society today and you wonder who is real, who is not. And the more people keep up the trend, the more they recruit in that momentum of trying to live a certain lifestyle that does not really reflect their true picture or their true self or their true circumstance, like I say. I mean, what concerns you most about, you know, just looking at what is happening right now around with how people are living? It could be financial. I was even sharing earlier with Cutie, and I'm saying even in terms of relationship, even in terms of just generally your character. Tusiangalie tu pesa na magari na nini, but this fake thing can apply in all the areas of somebody's life.
Thank you for starting with me.
And I'm saying when you can start.
I liken the issue of fake life with the power of association. You are who you are by the people you relate with. Many are times that we fake it because of the people we are trying to please. We choose the kind of people we relate with, your friends, your close ones, even your partners, and the people that you associate with. Here, tuko Kaskodi hapa, we have chosen to be part of this panel because you could actually say, I don't want to sit in a panel that has Roberta or CJ or QT. So when you try to fake it, you're trying to please other people. But the happiness is not inside you. People who fake it live a life that is not happy. They have a facade, a face, a mask that people will always see and assume that you are good and what is happening around you is always joyous and happy, but inside you, you're really struggling. You're trying to catch up. Sometimes you're competing with the wrong people. Sometimes faking it is because you want to show people who you are, but that is not the real you. Facade tells people that let people not know you, the reality. But the reality of the matter is the people who fake it are not happy people. Happy people are the people who live their lives. In psychology, we teach that people are disturbed when their expectations are not met. So when I expect you to be living this kind of life and you do not live it, I will be disturbed because my expectations are not met with you. And when people start communicating their expectations towards you and they start telling you, oh, Roberta, unajua wewe, you shouldn't be driving such a car, you should be driving a Benz. So you're trying to catch up with the expectations of who people think you are, but it is not the reality. Many are times that fake people will always be in a competition mood. They are trying to compete and sometimes competing with nobody. They think everybody is trying to compete with them, catching up with them, but they are living a life that is aloof, a life of paranoia, a life of utopia. Theirs is not a reality. Yeah.
But what if, Robert, what if my current life doesn't make me happy? You know, you're saying if you're real, you're happy.
Yeah.
What about those people who feel their life is not making them happy, and there is a certain life that they feel would make them happy, and that's the life they aspire to live, and that's the life they're trying to show people that they're living, and they feel like that is where their happiness is going to come from.
Actually, I have two ways about this, because I feel like when I used to be a former liar, when I used to lie, I've worked on it. I'm way more honest now.
But on a black and white.
When you try to trace back like where the lying comes back from, you realize it's kind of a defense mechanism. Like coming from a lot of, like it's rooted in a lot of trauma, a lot of fears, a lot of anxieties. And then if these things are still following you all the way into your adulthood, then you kind of struggle to fit in because you've never known how to be real, or you've never had to be real, because for you to fit in, like Ken was saying, you have to be this whole other person. And I said as a former liar, because because when I think about like my mindset at that time, it's just because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted people to like me more. I wanted to be that kind of person. Well, the funny thing is I kind of faked my way into becoming the person I was pretending to be. So I wouldn't say like it entirely is always harmful, especially if you're using it maybe to better yourself. And I can give an example. I truly believe that in everything that you do, you have to be very cognizant that you're not harming or hurting the next person. So if it makes you feel better to sleep at night, to lie that you live in Runda and you have a mansion and you have
Good for you.
Good for you. Sikia poa kwa keja yako. It becomes a problem when it's affecting other people, like in real time, if you're hurting other people, and also if you're affecting yourself. Because sometimes you could drive yourself into delusion where you can't even come back and no one can tell you anything, and maybe it can be some form of psychosis. So just to trace back like the fake life and the fakeness, it's just a defense. It's like a wall. And I find myself doing the same thing sometimes. Like I love to show up authentic, and I'm a very happy person. But sometimes I gatekeep my personality. If I enter somewhere and I feel like I'm not comfortable, I'm not, ready to be myself, I will fake it or I will lie. But it's not to harm someone, it's just to protect. Yourself. And I'm not saying so that's right.
You're not a liar, you are
no, I'm being honest right now. And I'm not saying...
You're not a former, you're actually
I'm not saying that it's a good thing to do. Yeah. Like Ken said, it means like you're depriving yourself of some form of happiness, because the ideal situation is that you're able to be authentic in every environment, every situation, with everyone around. But there's this tale, I don't know if it's the Chinese who say, everyone has two faces, 2 or 3, I forget. And kuna ile yenye ni wewe ukikuwa peke yako usiku kwa kitanda unajijua ni mimi sina kitu na sina hata 10 bob. Na kuna ile yenye una show up ukikaa poa, unakaa nika uko na $100. Na kuna ile yenye there's the face you show up with and the one you show to people. I forget what the other one is. So I truly believe all of us have this. I don't think we all show up like 100% authentic all the time everywhere we go. So I'm not the only liar. Like all of us show up in different ways to different people at different places. It's just a defense thing. Like unasoma rada uone huyu cutie. Nikimwonesha bank account yangu, will she treat me the same, So it's not necessarily like always to harm the other person, but most times it comes from you feel like you're protecting yourself. That's the thing.
All right. And we have people who are blessed to actually fake down. Like, yani ameblessiwa mpaka anasema, sasa kijua ni mtoto wa nani watanibebaje, so ana pretend there. Anyway, cutie, fake it till you make it. And sometimes it's safe. It's safe. It can be used as a mechanism to protect yourself. Where do you sit on this?
I just, every time Bobby is talking, yani Bobby tu ni bamba, but I can agree with what she says, because most of the time utapata, we are trying to fit in. Hata angalia when we were growing up, like when we are in school, utapata mtu anasema, mimi unajua baba yangu anafanyanga kazi. You see, it starts from a very tender age. See, it may happen saizi venye tusha grow up sasa we are paying the bills. Inaanzaga ukiwa mdogo because the environment that you're in, kila mtu anadropiwa shule, kila mtu anapelekwa, umejipata kwa hiyo shule sasa. Unajua mapero wako wamedecide okay, tutajinyima everything we have when ile best school. Then umejipata huko, unapata zile stories zenye watu wanapeana hiyo shule and you're like, ukianza kuangalia background yako, you're like, I'm in the wrong, like I'm just in the wrong school. So kila mtu try kufit in venye Bobby amesema. We all want to fit in, and sometimes it's harmful, sometimes it's not, because it does not necessarily mean that it's a bad thing.
But just to clarify something, that's the thing. That's what I think Ken was trying to.
Yes.
Because if you're really living your authentic life, umepeleka mtoto kwa shule yenye ana feel uncomfortable.
Wewe umepeleka mtoto shule because wewe ni mzazi na unataka the best for your child. So hata kama itamani utauza shamba, mtoto wako aende the best university, it does not necessarily mean hapo pretend or anything. Wewe unataka the best. As a parent, you want the best for your kid. So no matter what it takes for you to take that kid. So mtoi Kenya atafanya na hiyo shule ama Kenya ata decide kufanya na life yake, now it's up to them to do what they want to do with their lives. Na most of the time utapataga venye umesema, you'll find that mabazenga watu wako na do, hata unapata tu mtoto amevaa tu sandals ama amevaa tu sport shoes, amevaa tu sweater, so hata ukimwangalia hivi you're just like, kwani umse na si ako na do. Una get the likes of Zuckerberg, you know, you just look at them and you're like, umse by the, na unaweza pata hata hizo nguo zenye amevaa very expensive but very classy and very simple. Alafu unapata wenye wana try to make it sasa ndio tunapostuko magari manze, designer bags manini, na sikutaka Safin. Some people post for gratitude. Let's tukai kwanza to agree on that. There are people who post for gratitude. Kuna mtu anataka kupost kurudisha tu shukurani, aseme by the way. Then kuna mtu mwenye atacheki aseme hiyo ni maringo, na si maringo. Yeye anataka kupost asikie fiti, inamfanya asikie poa. Yake amka post nyumba yake, nyinyi mjui kwenye ametoa hiyo do ya kubuildio, hauna understand. So yeye ataamka apost hiyo gari yake, apost yeye ni gratitude, but sometimes it's taken as show off. Kuna watu watasema umse wana show off, you post mado, you post phone yake, but sometimes it's just gratitude. But then there are these people who try too hard. Sasa wameona huyu QT anapostigi, maybe ameamka asubuhi, amepost sijui ameenda wapi, so pia yeye anataka kuonekana venye sasa anaweza ishi your life. You're trying to keep up with someone who hata has struggled kuishi your life. They're just those people who don't even struggle. Imekam tu, yani tu naturally tu imekama, amejipata kwenye amejipata, yako kwa flights, yeye anaishi tu maisha yake, but sasa wewe unataka kucompete na yeye, you know. So there are those kind of different people. Like kuna ule mwenye anataka kucompete kuonyesha na pia mimi naweza ishi maisha. Alafu unapata kuna wale maselebo wenye mtu hawezi panda mat, because the minute umepanda hiyo mat imechange logistics kabisa. You understand? Mimi ni radio presenter tu na kwa TV, so mtu anione kwa mat atajiuliza QT anapandaje kwa mat. Mimi nilikuwa napandaga mat for sure.
Kuna places ufai kuishi, kuna places ufai kuishi. So it's up to me kama QT nijiprotect, nijicide nitaishi kwa hiyo keja. Hata wase wa hiyo mimi mtaani wase wananichekigi. Mimi upanda mat not all the time. No guys, just in case unione kwa mat, tafadhali msinijudge by the. Mimi hata mtenye naishi wase wananiangalia gazile za nikienda kupiga walk yangu, watu nicheki QT na unakaa kadem flyer to QT, I'm like maybe tunafanana by the. Unaruka hiyo ngori, but usichange lifestyle yako kujipatia pressure juu ya wase. Ishi maisha yako. Imagine watakacha up, because at the end of the day nikitry sasa kukosa kupanda mat, ama sasa nihame kwenye naishi niseme okay, nitakuja kuishi Kilimani, nikuwe na takes walk zangu ama jog zangu hapa Kilimani ndio watu wanione. Hiyo ni kitu mbona nijiumize kulipa rent ya Kilimani, na si ati tuseme hivi, si ati wezi afford. Ndio ni match up na Bobby, Bobby anaishi tu hapa, anafikanga job 10 minutes. Mimi lazima nitoke huko kwenye naishi, lazima nikuje 1 hour before to the show. So hakuna haja ujipatie pressure, please usijipatie hiyo pressure, inaitago peer pressure. Wewe ishi maisha yako, people will catch up with you. Yeah, people will catch up. If I borrow from somewhere, wanasemanga you dress like you
DJ sasa ndo wapati matatu.
Dress like your blessing. I mean na sijafika hapo, lakini wacha nikae ni kama nimefika, ndio Mungu anifikishe. Si mbaya, sio like
you know, there are many factors around how people behave, and Ken began by nearly addressing the behavioral foundation for that. One of those things is culture. When you go into, it is said among the Congolese, it is they dress up to feel good. Even if you have no money, no food or whatever, there's a word to it, but you're supposed to dress up so that makes you feel good. If you don't understand that culture, you won't understand what they do.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes some things are culture sensitive and culture specific, that in some spaces there are some things that mean something that may not mean to wherever I am at. But coming back to the element of, you know, dress in the way you want to be addressed, there must be more to your dressing for you to be addressed in a certain way. Because when we walked in here, sat down, of course, Bobby will light up the place, say, we are full of color, and Ken has gone. After that, we need to hear the brains Ken has. So we won't stay at the yellow. So eventually people will address you how you actually dressed inside, your mind, your personality. Because if you dress well and you're nasty, nobody wants to be around you. So that is just, those statements are very circumstantial in certain spaces. They're not general. It's not every day that people will treat you better because you dressed better.
What about fake it till you make it?
You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to. And I'll understand. I'll go back into that thing like for dressing the way you want to be addressed. I'll understand that because in certain spaces that might work. So when you take up a case like, for example, QT, who is in the public space, her job may demand that she has a certain presentation. It may demand that she has a certain image because maybe if she's an MC, if she's out there, maybe that image sells. So it is part of the package of what she does. So she can't also just come to that space and say, you know, they'll receive me the way I am. She has to put in something. The only problem is when you begin to hurt yourself through debt and stuff because you're trying to catch up or match up with that particular image. So you do what is enough, what you can do, bring yourself into the space, but then don't sink into debt or depression because now you're trying to match up with the stage. That's where we talk about now trying to bring your authentic self. You know, I've been blessed to be on the screens for quite a while, but I still walk. Bobby doesn't believe that I can use a matatu.
You use a matatu, DJ.
I don't think matatu is the standard of... Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think... I don't... You know, listen. We are being very subjective because there are very many people who are using matatu who can afford very good cars. So let's not put matatu thing as a class thing. But it may be choice.
It's a means of transport.
It is. There are people who will not want to go into the city and look for parking. They find the matatu to be very convenient for them, so they will get in there. So seeing somebody in a matatu does not mean that they're doing badly off. It could be preference, it could be convenience, it could be anything. Then seeing somebody in a car doesn't mean that they're doing well.
And it could be their reality. And it's not a bad thing. It's their reality.
So let's remove that. Let's remove that pressure. If you want to use the bus, use the bus. If you want to use the train, use the train. Whatever makes you happy.
If you want to walk.
Yeah, if you want to walk, walk. But when the pressure is external and you know that at that particular point, you cannot afford, not just financially, but even emotionally, to be at that level. But then you push yourself to be there. Now that's faking it. Because one of the things about the fake life is that it wears you out, even emotionally. You may get the money. I can ask Ken for some money and Bobby and Kitty and yourself, and you won't even know what I want to do. But I put up all of this money to show up in a certain way, in a certain space. But then if I borrowed the money and I said, I'll give you back by next Tuesday, Tuesday will come. So I'm psychologically under distress for something that I did for only just one weekend, and I need to pay, but then I also need to show up fake in another event, in another place. So I'm always in distress. Having dreams is valid. Working towards those dreams is even better. You don't have to fake it. Build, start from where you are. I'll always say this, start from where you are. Use what you have. Improve on it. If you can stretch yourself a little bit, stretch yourself, but not in a way, again, that is detrimental, and not in a way that you can't repeat tomorrow. So if I'm going to get into a house that I'm paying rent for, I need to remember rent keeps coming after every 28 days. So you may have 100K right now, then you move into a house of 50 thinking that you will be able to do that every night. You have to ask yourself, what's the plan of paying this every month? If you default for 3 months, can you get back and pay that 150? If you will be using Ubers and you have told everybody you'll be using Ubers, can you sustain that? It's not a one-off thing. So before you get into faking it till you make it, you need to count the cost of the fake life.
And it comes with a cost, Ken, right?
It does. It does. It does. And as CJ is saying, sometimes it's okay to fantasize. You know, when you're trying to catch up with life and you're not doing it for other people, you're doing it for yourself. You live in an aura of richness because you want to achieve richness. That is fantasy. It's not fakeness. You are working towards it. But you cannot live a fake life at the expense of another person's costs. Yeah, because there are people also who try to show up in so many numerous ways, and they are not ready to suffer the costs and the pain of it. Sometimes I look at a class of people like politicians who try to show us as if the apex of self-actualization is when you get into the politics. But when you hear them speaking their stories, you actually know that these are sad people. Sadness comes into when you come into yourself now. What he was talking about, Confucius theory, is when you are real to yourself, you're able to know this is the much I can be able to do. As CJ has said, a dream is just a dream. A dream without a plan is just a wish. So dream it, work on it, achieve it. It's okay. If you want to associate with the learned, go to the university and hear how they start arguing their stories. But don't just go and start talking of, oh, I have papers. We've even seen in situations of, I'm sorry to use this example, of bishops who call themselves doctor. But they have not even earned that doctorate. And now you want them to argue like doctors. And the only thing they know, the doctor is the doctor of the letters, and you don't even know who gave them. If you want to live a real life, fake it now, but work towards achieving what you're faking. But you cannot fake it forever. Time will come. It's like pregnancy. You cannot hide it forever. It's the, I don't know, it's one of the philosophers. I don't know who said this. I think it's Socrates who said, the pretense and pretext hurts the pursuer and the pursuee. You are the pursuer of the dream. The pursuee is the people who think that you have made it until they come now and start realizing, oh, fake.
There's nothing.
We were doing last week a show on your sister station in Oro on how to help the frontline workers like yourself, Safin, who people see and they expect. And I was just telling Mercy, the presenter from Inoro, don't live according to what people would want to see about you. Live your own life. People want you to drive a car, cutie. Can you afford it? Just because you are on air today, Safin, does not mean that from here now, from that door, you'll be picked here by a bodyguard. And they will be singing your stories.
Though, by there, to have bodyguard.
It's not bad. It's not even once people have been telling me, sis, tunakuonanga kwa TV na unasema umesota.
Like how?
How? Safin, si ufanya maneno. Live your own life and owe nobody an explanation. The problem with all of us is you want to do and explain. Oh, guys, you know why I'm using a matatu is because, as CJ has said, it's not the apex. By the way, using a matatu is one of the humblest things ever to do. It is at somebody else's convenience. Hautaogopa kusimamishwa na karao, hauna license. Parking is an issue. Insurance is an issue. Fuel is an issue. And all these things associated together. So don't live according to what people expect you to live. When you live according to what people expect you to live, you live according to their standards. So it's like you're calling Bobby, kesho tuko na show. What should I wear? For heaven's sake, why? People are even telling you, you shouldn't dress this way. Have they bought any dress for you? You're repeating your clothes too much. Have they bought anything else new? You know, I have said this once and I will repeat it again. Wearing the same clothes again simply means you own it. Yeah. It's you.
But you see those things on social media, people dressing, doing dressed by, I mean, maybe hata hakuna nguo yenye ni yake hapo.
Correct. Umerent, kwa nini?
Unajipatia
pressure. And these pressures are what is making our generation, the people who are living in this generation, live a life of they are always anxious. Unashtuka. Oh, nilikuwa nimevaa nini last week? na nikionekana tena nayo ninatembea, who will see me? So you even start changing your style. You even start wearing shoes so that people can say she was not just walking, she was walking on heels, but you are even spoiling your own body. Why? Because you are living to the standards of the people. My quest will be to the people is live your own life. It makes life more interesting. It makes you appear to be real. It makes you even a closer friend, a more friendlier person, because you have no explanation to make.
Lakini watu wanatoa wapi? Ukiangalia social, ni ngumu by this race. If you look at social media, watu wananunua majiwagon, manyumba.
Uko sure ni sawa?
Si rahisi hivyo vile Ken anasema. Watu wanatoa wapi pesa?
Bobby, watu wanatoa wapi pesa?
Munatoa wapi pesa?
That's the pressure people want to live. Like that's the standard that has been set right now that people. There's this thing about flashy cars, big houses, manguo, like that is now like the in thing, ukiangalia social media, and that's what giving a lot of people pressure, especially young people. Sahi hawezi kuwa na simu ya kawaida. Sahi hawezi ishi place ya kawaida. We have a lot of young graduates who want to hajamaliza shule but anaishi Runda. Hajamaliza shule but anaishi sijui wapi. They are wearing sijui wigs of how many, dollars. That's the life young people want. And that's the thing we're talking about. Faking your life to just match up a certain standard that society has set. Roberta.
Yesterday I was walking. I was wearing nice things and I was just looking at myself. And honestly.
Okay, Bobby.
And I was just thinking, oh wow, I really have like nice stuff. And then I realized, kujiangalia tu na nikarealize, hizo vitu zote nilikuwa nimevaa, either nilikuwa gifted, ilikuwa PR package, ama ni mamangu amenibaia. Hata hakuna kitu nilikuwa nimejibaia hapo, maybe panty peke yake. So, a lot of people, like especially when you become popular and famous, a lot of people, you have to realize everything that is posted on social media is posted intentionally. It is curated. Sometimes it was even scheduled down to the time. It was supposed to go up at 8:003 a.m. This should show you that everything, almost everything is an ad. Or sijui hair buy, clothes buy, outfit by creativity, you know? Yeah, most things are an ad. Ukichunguza utapata sijui ni which company sijui ufanyia nini ama wana rent.
Easy holidays at Dubai every day.
I'm not saying people don't pay for it. Real people with real lives, they do pay for it. But you have to understand, especially if you're following a public figure, most of the things people have are free. It's a PR package. Hata nywele imetengenezwa, it's a collaboration. Viatu ametumiwa kama PR package, nguo zake and it's fine. Okay, all this to say that for you to reach these heights, you have to be super authentic, because the only way you will attract the things that you really want and the things that you want to be real to you is by being yourself. When you're being fake, it's not even easy for you to notice when the good things are there, because you're still chasing, you're still looking for something else bigger, better, something that itabamba watu, something that people will notice, something that will give you that dopamine hit for 10 minutes, and then now you have to go back and sit with yourself and think, oh my God, I'm wearing expensive shoes and I don't have rent. So it's be authentic. Be authentic even in your fantasizing, in your living your life, because this is the only way someone will notice, okay, Cutie anapenda, hizo ni Nikes, Cutie anapenda Nikes, nimecheki amevaa Nikes, wacha nimtumie pair 10 za Nikes, kwa sababu I can see she'll appreciate it and she knows what having Nikes means. So please, when you're super, super authentic with yourself, that's when everything that is destined to come your way is going to find you. And like Ken said, it's very okay for you to fantasize. It's very okay for you to think about the things you know you want to achieve. Like I started by saying, the reason I am the way I am is because I used to fake. I used to pretend I am this girl right now. I used to fake it.
Until
I used to lie.
And you made it.
But see, within my budget.
Talk about that time and now. There was work that went into realizing your vision of who you wanted to be, right?
Yes.
That's what CJ was saying.
Yeah.
You're faking it fine, but are you doing it to the extent that it's costing you something? Is it an investment if you buy that car, or it's just for pleasing people? Is it, you should look at all those things, the work that goes behind the scenes.
CJ mentioned, making sure you don't cross the line of detriment, because it has to be. okay, I used like my nails. I used to do them the same way I do them. They were probably just cheaper because I used to buy like Q-Tex za 50 bob na jipaka kwa nyumba. But I used to do the same nails. Now I probably get it done somewhere else by someone better. But you see, who you are, it kind of starts showing up very early. Sometimes it just needs a realization. It's just and that's what CJ was talking about. You have to make sure the substance is catching up. I mean, I could do my nails all I want and people could notice, oh, your nails are always done, you look nice. But then when I speak, you start to see, you know what else? Like, so it's about the substance. You have to make sure you're not just talk, you're also action. You're not just talking about one day I'm going to be on TV. No, what are you doing towards it? Like, are you taking care of the way you look? Are you making sure you speak well? Are you making sure you walk well? Are you surrounding yourself with things that matter, the people around you? All these things matter. So it's not really, in that essence, it is fake it till you make it, but it's not detrimental. You're not doing it at the expense of other people. You're not hurting yourself. You're just dreaming and you're actualizing. There's something called the law of assumption. It's just like the law of attraction, but law of attraction ni ile unakaa unangoja vitu zikukujie. Law of assumption ni ile una become. Haungoji zikukujie. You become, like you become that person, you dress like that person. You ask yourself, what does Bobby in 5 years look like? Where does she go? Who does she hang around? What does she do? Where does she live? What does she do? Mi kama ile area nataka kuishi, huko ndo muenda kujog, ndo ni feel. How does it feel to jog in this neighborhood? I don't live there and I'm not faking it. I'm jogging for real. That's my workout. But you see, when I see the nice buildings and the nice environment, it inspires me. It makes me feel like, okay, when I live here, this is how I'm going to feel. So make it, personalize it, customize it, make it you. Don't go outside of who you're not, and don't do it for other people. A lot of people end up living lives they did not want because they've been looking at what other people want. You wake up at 60, you've never done anything that you wanted to do because you were told life was supposed to look a certain way. And now you're so confused because how did I get to 60? You think getting to 60 is not like this? Kwani, how did I get to the age I am? Me hata sijui, nimejipata tu hapa. Nashanga I'm pushing 30 for real. Unaona? So it's in that life you're living, make sure you're still making it true to you in some ways. I mean, dream, fantasize, have desires, but make sure you're building the substance as well so that it's on kuna foundation. Ile hata ukikama uniambe, bethe Robata hata, mbona una joggingi huku na uishi huku? Lakini naishi ile street next. So nimecross tu barabara kukuja, unaona? So ni sawa tu. Niko tu in the neighborhood, si fake.
But as we have this conversation, there are two things that are coming out very clearly. That it's not also okay to settle. We are not saying that he settles for less, that that's who you are. But it's good to dream big. But as you dream big, what is it that you're doing in terms of working towards that life that you aspire to live? That's the thing. You can manifest it, you can aspire, you can do all those things you want to do about it. But what are you working towards? Ndio usikue like you're just posting pictures in flashy places na ni malons umechukua to impress other people. But then after 5 years, how able are you to sustain that kind of lifestyle? That's what we are talking about. QT, umemanageaje, because you mentioned something very critical, na ina touch on a lot of celebrities out there. That's where the pressure comes in. Kuna standard watu wamekusetia wanataka uishi maisha fulani. How do you manage to break free from that external pressure to be the QT that people think should be QT, as opposed to the real you, Lady Josh?
You have to be true to yourself. Vile tunasema tu kwa imeza, you have to be true to yourself, because when I got my radio job, everyone used to expect me like, sasa life yangu, sasa hata mabeshte wangu, by the way, sasa nahama niende. Na let's get this difference. Kuna manini. Na si ati, acha nikwambie Safin, si ati wezi afford vitu zingine. Venye tu CJ alikuwa anasema, watu wenye wanatumia there's a reason why mtu ako kwa hiyo mat. Na si ati hezi afford gari. Probably, hata napenda kupenda example na brango, akona gari but atumia gari yake and he has his own reasons why he doesn't use that car. Utumia weekendi na watoi wake, una understand? So at the end of the day unaka ukisema si ati huo mtu hawezi afford your life, but kuna zile vitu zenye unaweka unasema, kuna zile boundaries tu unaweka unasema kuna kitu yenye naangalia mbele, there's a life that I'm building iko huko mbele. So nikianza kusuccumb into pressure because mimi ni QT wa Radio Citizen, nianze kusuccumb into pressure, watu anze kuniambia hata ufai kuwa unaishi huku, unafaa kuhama. By the way, Safin, honestly sijai hama, na si ati siwezi afford, but there's a reason why. Mimi niko na reasons zangu. So if you're true to yourself and you know what you're doing, the most important thing is to know what are you doing, Safin, unafanya nini na maisha yako. Si ati tu nimekaa hapo tu niko comfort zone. There's a reason why, na mimi ndo najua reasons zangu why. So if I succumb to pressure to this society, it means I'm going to hurt myself. So kumaanisha ndahama place fulani, ndakuwa nalipa rent. Vile sija amesema manze rent inakam at the end of the month, are you able to afford that rent? Na ukose kujihat because hii rent ikikam, ujue salary yako ikikam, lazima ulipe rent, lazima ulipe hizi utilities, lazima bado save, lazima uko na vitu mob zenye unafanya, lazima uinvest, lazima build a future for tomorrow. Venye tumesema unajipata 60 ujipate aya. By then naishi tu ile tu life yenye nilikuwa naishingi when I was in my 20s, you understand?
Ama umepata job ya TV ama radio,
yes,
then ukaelevate standard, but then hiyo kazi si hapa baba.
Hiyo sio kazi by this yako. Wewe unajisort. Kesho ikienda utafanya nini? And there's something pia CJ amesema, kuna vile for me Nduthi inakuwa very convenient. If you look at mimi niko na wasi Nduthi kambao by the way, because I find it so convenient. Tajipata nimeenda tao nayo nimefanya nini. So mi niko na hiyo weakness, mimi uvanga tu tisho imeandikwa cute. So every time cute and I'm like mimi niko tu sawa. Imagine niko kwa hapo, niko sawa, niko kwa mat, niko sawa, nimeenda tao, nimekaa kwa restaurant. I am comfortable with myself. Question is, are you comfortable with the life that you're living? And I love to give an example with myself because I'm a woman. Kuna ile kitu yenye ukigrow up, kuna ile lazima utolewe kwenyu, uolewe. I love giving that example all the time in this show because what one expect utatoka, utenda uolewe, upate watu, ufanye kitu fulani. But okay, mimi life yangu personally sijai live hivyo vile watu wameni. Mpaka ilifika place tulikuwa tunakosana na madhi because every time nikienda home, so ilifika mahali nikamwambia na mimi nitaacha kukuja home by the way, because every time nikikuja home it's the topic of when are you getting married, when are you getting children. Niliambia madhi, by the way tulikanga chini na tukaongea na nikamwambia cheki, God's time is the best. Nilimwambia mimi mpaka nashtuka kuja home kila time, ujakuja na mtu hakuna nini. Nikamwambia madhi, wacha mimi nifanye life yangu. Jumadhe aliniambia unapenda enda sana, nikamwambia cheki, hiyo ndio inani-make happy, kutravel ndio inani-make happy. So hiyo ndio kitu inanifanya nikuwe happy. So niache tu nifanye vitu zenye zinani-make happy. Juu niliambia madhe like hii pressure ya hii society tu, yani nikamwambia angalia mtaa yetu, mademo wote wenye wanasuccumb to pressure to that. Look how it's, na sisemi in a bad way, but kuna wale wenye ili end up vibaya kwa sababu wali succumb into pressure. So please don't succumb into society pressure. Hiyo pressure yenye watu wanakuwekea lazima uishi maisha fulani, lazima ufanye nini. Please just be authentic to yourself, be true to yourself, na uishi life yenye wewe mwenyewe unaweza afford na yenye uko comfortable. So mimi nataka QT, watu wakisema QT nini, mimi niko tu cheki, mimi niko best. Mimi sina hiyo pressure by the way. Take me as I am, mama nini.
Accept the brand the way.
Brand venye.
As we're almost winding up, let's talk about, breaking free. Vile tu nilikuwa nimeanza kuongea na QT. People want the glory and they don't want the story. They look at someone and they're like, me, I just want to be that person. They don't want the process that this person went through to get to where they are, in whichever sphere of life it could be. Talk to us about just how to really get to that place you want to be without skipping the most important part of getting there, so that you can be able to sustain whatever lifestyle you aspire to.
I think we need to look at the right people for inspiration.
Yeah.
If I'm going to look at Ken's life, he must be somebody who also shares the building blocks to wherever he is, so that I can relate with it.
Okay.
The problem is people are picking models of people who have no story to tell you. So they want to arrive there, but then they don't know how that arrival and arriving happens. So pick the right people. Hear the stories. See, some of the stories that Bobby brings, we laugh about them, but the authenticity will connect that with a lot of people. I was at a barbershop in Kisumu the other day, and they said, please say hi to Bobby. So it will make somebody connect, and they get to know QT didn't just happen. She started from somewhere. And so if I'm at stage 1, I can work my way to the stage 7. If you're following somebody and they're giving you pressure, you're following the wrong person. Anybody you follow should give you inspiration, not pressure. They should make you feel that where you are is authentic. Where you are, there's something you have to offer. Anybody you look up to should make you look at yourself differently. They should make you look at yourself positively. If I look up to you and you make me look down on myself, I'm looking up to the wrong person. So we've got to first of all just begin by removing the wrong mentors, images, pictures that we have. Because if I'm walking with you and then now I'm stressed about who I am, you're not good for my life. I should come around you and you even make me feel better. I was talking to some guys. There's a young man who was doing some work for us. We were moving offices and moving a building and something. And I said, I need some people to buy this guy lunch. And I said, don't buy him lunch at his level. Take it up. When you are around the right people, they even bring you higher than where you are. So avoid everybody that puts you down, makes you feel less about yourself, makes you feel you can't achieve it. Avoid following people who only talk about themselves. So they make themselves look like a god. I am in this level, I do this, I do this. Look for people who talk to you and say, you see, I see this in you, Bobby, and I feel if you do this and this, you will become this. That cutie, I look at this, your qualities are very good. Somebody who will be looking at, Ken, maybe if you meet this person, it will make you better. Because real great people focus on raising other people. So sometimes what we think is greatness is not greatness. We are looking at people who have a lot of insecurities, and then those insecurities are passed on to us. The thing about the pressure is, why people put you under pressure is they're projecting their own insecurities. The life they can't live, they want you to live it for them. So they want to live through you vicariously, you know. I can't live in this place. So cutie, why are you not living there and you're on TV? TV is just a job. It's just a job, like somebody showing up as a teacher in school. When we come here, we come, we work, we go. You can't expect me to be living on TV outside work. A doctor goes to hospital. You treat people, you go back home. That's what we do. You don't expect the banker to carry money home. So why is this pressure? Why is this pressure on people who are in public spaces? So, and that means that even the people who are in these spaces should remember, I show up there for work. That's not your life. At the end of today, you're going home, Safin. You don't live here.
Like, wait, I have to go and buy groceries. Napata mtu anakuuliza like, hey, wewe pia kuja sokoni yale. Kwani skuli mbona? Nafunga kipindi.
Okay, if you look at that word, I was just, in my mind, I was playing Scrabble with it. Fake is a 10. Why is it a 10? If you want to achieve a 10 out of a 10 life, you cannot just sit, look pretty. Looking pretty is not enough. Work towards it. Don't live according to other people's expectation. Your life is yours and yours truly. If you live according to what other people expect, you'll be a sad person. Invest in the right company. If you find yourself always feeling inferior in other people or people who are condescending you, what CJ was talking about, narcissists who just want you, it's all about them. Please avoid those people like a plague, because they will put you down and you feel as if you're not living your life. But if they are trying to bring you to their level and they are helping you, not just to show you by words, ati wewe unafaa uchange kiaje, uhame uende wapi. What are you telling me? Uko mpaka na moving company unisaidia at least na track. Your friends should be able to hold your hand. Have 9 millionaires as your friends so that they make you the 10th, but don't have 9 paupers as your friends because they will make you the 10th.
All right, Roberta?
Authenticity will always bring you closer to all the things that you dream and all the things that you want for yourself. So please be authentic, because that is how your tribe will notice you. If you're fake, you will attract the fake people and the fake lives. But if you're true to yourself, you'll start receiving all the things you want. So please love yourself. Choose yourself and just show up as yourself. That's the best way. Hakuna wewe tu na hiyo kiatu yako moja na sijui kupanda sijui wapi kwenda wapi. hiyo ndo wewe jipende, and that's the best way for you to even like grade what level you're on and how you can improve. So we jipende too.
All right. Beauty?
You don't know the price someone is paying to live the life that they're living. So don't be a part of that. You don't know what they're selling to live the life that they're living. And always remember, mtu akomboka, kuna mtu ako kazi. Mimi ni influencer, nalipo niishi a certain life, mnaniona kwa nyumba, probably it's not even my house. So don't try to catch up with anyone. Be true to yourself and just live your life.
Yeah, that's deep.
True.
Yes,
Well, for you to dream, you've got to be in the right places. I like what Bobby said. You know, she goes to jog in certain spaces. That's not being fake. That's dreaming because you're working on your mentality.
Exactly.
The problem comes in when you start taking photos around there and acting like you live there. So don't kill your process because you're in a hurry to have the product. Right.
All right. Great, great. Umekutana na mtu leo ni celeb, hata umjui, unachukua picha unasema my long time friend. Si vibaya, but then again, live your life. That's what we were all talking about here. Just live, be you. Imagine there's nothing wrong about being you. Why are you trying to be somebody else? I mean, be you, live your life, and you never know. But it's good also to have dreams, but work towards making those dreams a reality. Thank you so much for watching Social Hour today. Next week we do this again. Karibu sana. Suggest what you want us to talk about and we'll really love to do that for you. And please tell us how this program is impacting your lives out there at Citizen TV Kenya 22422. That's where you can interact with us. But for now, it's a wrap. Have a lovely day ahead.